Annie here from Brave and Resilient. Welcome back to my channel where I am on a mission to help you create a life you love. I am so excited to talk about today's topic because I get to reminisce about an amazing trip I took last year to Kenya. Today we're going to talk about luxury travel and what it taught me about being decisive. I know that sounds pretentious AF, but hear me out. So last summer, my mom and I had the opportunity to travel to Kenya with a luxury safari company. And it was the most amazing, life-changing experience I could have ever asked for. When I say luxury, I mean they picked us up at the airport, expedited us through customs. They took care of every flight within the country, every vehicle transfer. We had our own driver at each property. I mean, every little detail down to the hot water bottles waiting for us in our beds. Everything was taken care of. It was so top-notch, and I learned so much about amazing service while I was there on this trip. Now, people pay extraordinary amounts of money for luxury travel, so they expect to get what they want. But here's the thing I learned. The staff can't give you what you want if you don't tell them. Now, this can be really hard for people who are people pleasers. And as we found out, for my mom and I, we were a little too go with the flow in some areas. When we landed at our first property, our guide Stephen picked us up and drove us out to Solio Lodge to see the amazing rhinos. Now, there's a tradition on safari where you have a sundowner at sunset. You go out into the bush, you have a cocktail and some snacks, and you watch the sun go down. So as we're driving out to the property, Stephen asked us what we would like to drink for our sundowner. And my mom and I, just going with the flow, said, oh, whatever's fine. Like, we're just happy to be here. And you could tell that this was not the answer that Stephen was looking for. So about 10 minutes later, he brings it up again. And this time he had some suggestions. Maybe you like wine, maybe you like beer, maybe you like a dawa cocktail. And again, we were like, oh yeah, that sounds great. Whatever you suggest. Again, not the answer he was looking for. Because here's the deal. Stephen is in charge of getting us the drinks. And there's no bar out in the middle of the bush. So he has to go into the lodge, pack up everything that we might want with the cooler, the snacks, ice, all the things, the glasses, whatever we might need to have these drinks out in the bush. And if we don't pick something, then he has to bring options. And that's a lot more work for him. So by trying to go with the flow, we were actually kind of being a pain in the ass. We ran into a similar issue at dinner. Now, I don't really have many dietary restrictions. I don't eat lamb and I don't eat veal. I don't eat baby animals. That's it. And normally in the States, that's not a problem. But in Africa, they eat a lot of lamb. And I kind of forgot that. So at one of the properties, when we were getting ready for dinner, my mom happened to notice that the menu had lamb on it. And I had neglected to tell the manager that I don't eat lamb. So about an hour before dinner, I just happened to mention to the manager, oh, I'm so sorry, I saw that there's lamb on the dinner menu tonight. I don't eat lamb. And she froze and she went, excuse me, one moment. And she ran out of the room to go to the kitchen to arrange with the chef. And I felt like such an a-hole because I felt like I was being a prima donna. Now, we paid a lot of money for this trip. They know that we're supposed to get what we pay for, but I also don't want to be an a-hole when I'm traveling. And this could have been avoided if I had just made my preferences clear at the top of the trip. Now, these camps provide the most amazing luxury experience out in the middle of nowhere. They had Wi-Fi. They had hot water heated by wood, for goodness sakes. And they had provided shawls and blankets in the cars when they thought we might be cold. They filled up our water bottles for us and had them waiting for us when we went on safari. They go through every detail that they can to make sure the guests' every want is catered to. But they're not mind readers. For the staff to provide exceptional service out in the bush, we have to communicate with them ahead of time what we might want. They can't just run down to the store and grab something if we forgot. So by going with the flow, we were actually kind of being difficult. So what's the thing I learned from luxury travel? Be decisive, know what you want, and communicate it. Because when you communicate what you want, People can actually give it to you. Imagine that. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at Brave and Resilient and on my website, braveandresilientlife.com. Until next time, go create a life you love. Bye. Okay, that.